Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Sabrina Dami with your 13 Now update on this Thursday afternoon. It's cool, it's dreary. Some of you may have had some snow and slush as you started your day. A live look outside right now as we bring in Chief Meteorologist Paul Caiano to let us know, what this really panned out to be for some of us, Paul. Some of us, it was just wet this morning. Others actually saw some slush. And what happens now?
Yeah, now the melting of anything that did stick. And I think we talked about it yesterday, about 24 hours ago, how this was going to be a very minor event in the Tri-Cities, but some of the hill towns would get a little coating. And that's just what we saw, especially in the North Country, up in the Warren County, Western and Northern Saratoga County, parts of the Adirondacks, a slushy coating up to an inch, a lot of it on the grass, some on the roadways, but untreated surfaces for the most part, even if they did get a touch of accumulation, that's all melting off now, Sabrina,
And we
as we
talked
see the temperatures
earlier,
warming.
Paul, we
Yeah.
talked earlier and you said that now it's going to be the chill, right? With the temperatures going below what we normally are at.
Yeah, and we've had this stretch in November here of slightly below or even significantly below normal temperatures. And you can see here on the CDPHP first warning cam that it looks like November outside. Finally, I mean, we've had a lot of sun, which is not typical for November. But when you see a sky like this with a slate gray overcast and overall dampness and temperatures stuck in the 40s, it's pretty common for this time of year. 47 in Albany. Look at the North Country. Glens Falls still stuck in the 30s. So Schuylerville and Ballston Spa, barely above freezing at Edinburgh at 33. But most, if not all, of the precipitation is out. So the first warning live Doppler radar is quiet. I'm not expecting any problems with any snow or ice for the evening commute. And maybe a spritz or a sprinkle in a couple of spots, but hardly even enough to have to hit the windshield wiper. You could see here the brunt of the precipitation moved through during the overnight period, and it wasn't a lot. It was just a quick light shot, and most of us were at or above freezing, so a little slushy accumulation in a few spots, a touch of icing in a couple of spots. But again, with temperatures surging back above freezing, it looks like we won't have any issues through the afternoon. And you can see even into the late afternoon and evening, we'll be in the middle, even some high 40s locally with some lower 40s across the hill towns, but everyone will start to slide back. Now, we talked about how cooler air was going to be blowing in here. Clouds are going to break up a bit tonight, and northwest breeze will pick up at times over 20 miles per hour, and that's going to drive in a little bit of a chill. We should still make it back up toward 50 with just a couple of sprinkles in the Adirondacks on Friday, but it's going to be a struggle on Saturday after starting closer to freezing. We will see sunshine, but it will only make it back to the lower to mid 40s. So it does look like we're going to remain in a solid 5 to 10 degrees below normal heading into the weekend. 39 tonight, a mostly cloudy, back up to 50 tomorrow. Really not that bad. Partly sunny. The breeze will add to the chill. Saturday, it looks like we're going to deal with a couple of spotty showers in the morning, 45 in the afternoon, Veterans Days on Saturday, and a mix of sun and clouds on Sunday, temperatures staying in the lower 40s, Sabrina. So it does look like we're going to wind up a bit below normal, but long term, and Reed's going to touch on this a bit from Albany a little later today. We're going to have a discussion about El Nino and the winter, but longer term heading into the latter portion of next week, right now it looks like we'll have a bit of a warm-up.
You have said that November is one of the cloudiest months that we have all year so far. Is it panning out that way, Paul? Are we having a little more sunshine than we normally see?
Yeah, I think we've seen more sun than typical for November. But when you look outside today, that's normally what we see. But it does look sunnier heading into the weekend.
All right, we're starved for sunshine, so maybe whatever we get seems like a lot lately, right?
This is true. Right. Days are just shorter.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see you on air starting live at 4.
Okay, see ya.
Some other stories we are following happening right now. A former FedEx driver is being sentenced in Fulton County for murdering a woman he delivered packages to. His name is Anthony Dotson, and here's video from him in court just a short time ago. He was found guilty of killing a 74-year-old woman and setting her home on fire. Dotson did not know the victim, but the DA for the Fulton County DA's office says that Dotson had delivered packages to this woman in the past and spoke with her on one occasion. This happened in May of 2022 on State Route 67 in Ephrata. Stella Porter is in court for the sentencing. She'll have details starting live at 4. An update on the Saratoga Springs shootout that happened nearly a year ago now. One of the 3 men from Utica has resolved his case. This is body cam video from that night. Darius Wright has now pleaded guilty to misdemeanor attempted assault, and he was fined $250 for that. Excuse me. Happening tonight, St. Peter's Health Partners will be holding a meeting to discuss their plans for the potential closure of the only birth center in all of Rensselaer County, the ongoing fight to keep Burdett Birth Center open. This session, it's a virtual session. It aims to answer questions by patients about this proposed closure. We have a link set up if you would like to join in. And you'll recall just a couple of weeks ago, the potential deadline to close this center was extended until June of next year. So there is more time to potentially save this. And of course, there's a whole coalition hoping to keep the center open. And former New York State Controller Alan Hevesy has passed away. He was 83 years old. Hevesy pleaded guilty in 2006 to corruption charges after it was revealed he assigned a state driver to chauffeur his ailing wife. The funeral for Alan Hevesy is set for this Sunday in Forest Hills. His family asks for donations to the UJA Federal Foundation of New York's Israeli Emergency Fund. That is your 13 Now update on this Thursday afternoon, November 9th. I'm Sabrina Dhami. We'll see you on air starting live at 4.